This episode is brought to you by our friends at Hover, the easiest way to buy domain names and do more with them. Get 10% off today by visiting hover.com/butterscotch.
Andrew Moore Crispin here at E3 2010, sitting underneath Dinky the Dinosaur, is it?
Dinky the Dinosaur.
One of the major landmarks in Fallout New Vegas. So we're here at the Bethesda booth here with Pete Hines from Bethesda, who's going to tell us a little bit about the Bethesda release calendar that we're seeing here at E3 2010. So what are we seeing first off with Fallout New Vegas?
So Fallout New Vegas is a follow-up to Fallout 3, which was the 2008 Video Game of the Year.
Right.
It takes place obviously in and around the Vegas area. And it brings that cool sort of 1950s vibe that everybody knows Vegas for to Sin City. So it's a great sort of mix of something you know and something you love. And you know, it's cool new setting, new characters, new stories, all new stuff to see and do in Fallout New Vegas. Sort of try to take everything we did in Fallout 3 that people liked and brought that in with a bunch of new changes and updates that people asked for or wanted to see, and you know, hundreds of hours of gameplay where you can go wherever you want and do whatever you want.
Very cool, yeah, because Fallout's kind of a cult classic that's kind of hit the mainstream a bit, right? So
Absolutely.
Really good property for you guys.
Yeah, no, we've sold, you know, millions and millions of copies of it, so it's got a really strong following, and this is exactly the type of game those folks asked for, and that's what we're working with Obsidian to deliver.
It always focuses on a cool story and cool locales and just a cool game in general. All right, so what else are you guys showing off here at E3?
We are showing off a new game from the guys at Splash Damage in the UK, who are probably best known for Enemy Territory Quake Wars. So
Right.
They're doing a new first-person shooter called Brink, which is a very cool mix of single-player, co-op, and multiplayer. So you get to high level of character customization where you create your character, you customize what you look like, and your character persists no matter what mode that you're in. So whether you're in single, co-op, or multiplayer, that same character, you take them through all of the different gameplay modes, add a lot of customization, unlockables, all of that
That's
stuff.
cool. So all the hard work you put into the single-player game, you can then take into your online multiplayer
Translates directly,
campaigns.
and the gameplay modes are similar. So you don't play single player and then have to learn all over again how
Right.
to play multiplayer. It's all you know, a singular experience.
All right, so what else you got?
Then we got a new game from In Exile called Hunted: The Demon's Forge, which is sort of the old school dungeon crawl, but with really cool 3D graphics. It's a really fun co-op game where you go through and hack and slash, kill stuff, loot, just kind of a fun romp. There's some exploration aspects and some you know, puzzle solving and that kind of thing, but you know, kind of harkens back to some of the stuff that folks like myself got into playing games 20, 25 years ago.
Yeah, like all the dungeon sieges and those kind of
all,
like really
all
old
that
school.
kind of stuff. So Hunted is a throwback to that, but done with really cool high-end graphics.
Okay.
And it'll be coming out early next year.
Now, I've seen some of your trailers. There's also, is it called Rage?
Yeah.
That one looks crazy. Tell us a little bit about
So
that.
Rage is the first new IP from id in a long time, and it features the new id Tech 5 engine that John Carmack and his crew have been working on at id.
So id makers of Doom.
Yeah, and just, you know, crazy tech like you've never seen before. This mega texture stuff that they do, just incredibly high levels of detail on the screen. But one of the things they're doing with Rage that you wouldn't know from their previous games like Doom and Quake, which were
Right.
very interior-based corridor, you know, crawling around in tight spaces. Rage is very much open-ended. It's about interior and exterior spaces. There's some driving aspects to it. There's a lot of gadgetry where you got turrets and sentry bots and remote-controlled bomb cars. So it's really trying to take the shooter to another level with dialogue and cool characters, and then the whole fun of the gadgets, and all wrapped around really great shooter gameplay, which is
Right, because I mean, it's always about having a decent story, having I mean, cool graphics are great, but you know, like having a core gameplay mechanic that just works and is fun to play.
Yeah, and that's really what they're trying to do with Rage, is take all the stuff they're known for, that core shooter game, and really expand on it and bring all those other elements.
All right, so let's get the details out of the way. Rage, when are we going to see that on store shelves?
So Rage is scheduled for 2011. We haven't given a more specific release date than that. Fallout New Vegas is set for October 19th in North America for PC, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3.
Okay.
Hunted is scheduled for early next year, Q1 2011, on all three platforms. And Brink is scheduled for next spring, 2011, again on all three platforms.
Very
PC,
cool. And where are we going for more information on these games and all the other stuff that Bethesda does?
For more info on all of our games, go to bethsoft.com, bethsoft.com, and come check out what we're up to.
We absolutely will. Thanks a lot, Pete.
Yeah, good to see you.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at Hover, the easiest way to buy domain names and do more with them. Get 10% off today by visiting hover.com/butterscotch.